push while waiting for their next legends, namely the Mirana. Akin himself is probably the biggest one. The Broodmother kinda is in a solid position right now to fight, with the Echo Saber being completed. A very solid build, you know, getting that Echo early and then starting to transition into fighting items like a BKB or whatnot, and then, you know, just fight. But since they're playing up against the Aegis, they're fine with this split pushing. They just want to farm them up as much as possible, try and fighting items like a BKB or whatnot, as they can. You know, elements themselves, they will go for the smoke gang now. As you said, they don't really want to wait for anything. Slaughter is very close to this blink, but they don't feel like they need it. If they can set up with a disruption from the Shadowman, they don't need the initiation from the blink anyways, so...
And the position the Brute right here, he realises what's up. At this point, I think he should push down this lane. Slardar either gets the mana creep blink, which he is going to do, or he just sells his PMS. Go. The other two cores pushing out lanes is right, but they can't use this Aegis for sack farm. It's a very slow game plan, I think. Cores can't what they need them to later in the game. They're just going to be too spread. Lane pressure and black, bottom, they're very hard to catch. Even with Morphling, you know, he needs like Link Dagger for the surprise factor, or... no one does that.
Yeah, having Brood, having Slug and Mirana, like they can very easily play the slow, like the pushing game, very effectively as the game goes on. Even though both teams, I mean, you can say elements per game they did have the greedy draft, but when it comes to actually fighting, it's very hard for them to catch people because all of the calls on Prodota Gaming, they can very easily just play the dodge game, just go in, farm waves, and then get the hell up.
The only thing that's gonna that pace is when elements get Aegis. It's a really scary prospect, but I think they have to go, because there's no towers down from Prodota yet, and sure they might give up damage on their tier 2, but they're on the wrong side of the map at the moment. If they want to push down the top lane, they can get this tower for free with the Luna, but it's pushing in bottom, which is going to delay them ever going bottom or going mid.
Alright, they do find the arc, they will go on him, he will be hit by the Morphling, so the stun feather. Yeah, that's the sad life in playing up against the Morphling. Garda will be stunned up as well, not sure what he's trying to do. Does get stunned up, he does get stunned, they can actually ult it, they can kill him. But they don't want to ult it, just, you know, right-click him a little bit. And that was a very unfortunate death. I guess didn't expect LeBron to just like go in dust and adapt to strike. Reactions were a little bit too slow, even though he had both Dark Pact as well, Shadow Dance available, but...
He already used Dark Pact.
Was it on cooldown?
Yeah, he used creeps, which is why you went in.
Radiant have fortified their structures.
That's really good for them. That's like the pick that enables them to start pushing, and they find the Brood bottom as well, so this sequence of events for them is about as good as you could ask for. The end of their Aegis as well, so it's at a timing where they really want to try and get use out of it. Prodota aren't going to feel like they can just pick the Aegis and run away.
And the best thing is they didn't even commit anything huge. Like they have all the ultimates available. I'm not really sure. We didn't see that they used. Yeah, they used Omnislash and the Brood, but that's the rather low cooldown spell. Not the most important one. The Luna Eclipse is probably the biggest fighting tool, anyways. So I think they're gonna be happy with it. Like the Luna with the Aegis still available in the mid lane. He has LeBron to like safeguard him. As you can see, LeBron is actually already, you know, ticking that adapter strike. You can see that he's trying to use it, I guess, on Bew. If they use it on, they could potentially even go for kill here because they know that it could at most be 3 people. They don't know what Come With Me is right now, but even with those 3 people having the Aegis available and LeBron with the Morphling, I mean, he's probably not gonna die ever anyways. They could try and go for something here. A little bit difficult with the creep wave still being up to use the Eclipse, but we'll see in a minute at least, I guess.
Luna right clicks for 200, so I don't think they need it.
Yeah, just slowly go up and right click. It's 4.25.
Yeah, I think that's enough. Connects and doesn't edict the Luna beforehand. But I think they'll be a lot happier just getting the tower. The kills thing on the cake if they get it, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, the tower will drop down though. Like there's already one right click flying in the end. It's on 81 HP, so you know, it pretty much seems like a situation where they can get everything they want and just continue getting these kills. But we'll see in a minute when the game starts. It's easy to say it, but the Oracle should. Is he actually in range? I want to see. Yeah. The Oracle can see the Morphling, so he should know that. Okay, I need to do something instantly, right?
He's not necessarily going to know. It's being adaptive to the moment.
No, but he should expect it at least, like using some spell on someone, you know, whether it's using the Edict on the Morphling or the Luna, whatever, the False Promise on himself, even just anything that can, you know, try and help, because it should be pretty obvious that the Morphling is not going to just like look at him, right?
I don't know, because I think the only way he gets out of this is if he just False Promises himself.
Where did Radiant
Alright, let's get hit by the stun. And yeah, they just leave him alone. They're like, okay, this. Oh, Torrent. Dog is dead. The Torrent will be used. Come with me. Does have the X-Mod, sorry. And he does get hit by a stun. He does get False Promised up by the Oracle just to take away the stun. Pretty much is getting control right now. The road comes through. Does hit on to 2 people. And it looks like Prodota GaminG, they will be fine. They did have to use some of their bigger cooldowns, but I guess
Radiant fortified their
it
structures.
didn't really feel like they needed it though, because Come With Me, he was trying to just do whatever on the Luna, but that was never gonna be a kill at least. Like they were never in a position to kill the Luna there. So I guess just forcibly using spells, even though they didn't really have to do anything there.
Maybe they're panicking a bit. Like they're just about to finish their icon bottom. Considering the lanes, it's like 4 or 5 minutes late.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
Kind of that point where they can start dealing with this push. Like, they're gonna get hit to very close to like dying.
Oh, they could even go for the Conquer. They have a blink available on the slaughter. They could go for it. They will blink forward, and yep, that will be a Conquer dropping down as well. As no False Promise available, and I'm pretty sure he was out of range anyways. So they like Come With Me was way out of position there, I guess. You know, using the X mark very greedily, as the adaptive strike is not a projectile you can dodge. So very greedy for sure.
And this is probably correct.
Going to last long.
Well, like, you can't really go in because of stuns.
And I think when Zeki... Alright, Penguin in single off damage, that will be the slot up very close to dropping down. He will drop down in the end, as he went a little bit too greedy, he went a little bit too deep, but they did get the Metarax at the same time. Kefka in the sidelines, does get spotted out, he does get taken down instantly as well, as that was a lot of damage on him, with the Soul Catcher plus the Lucent Beam from the Luna. That's what, a solid 400 burst damage or something like that, very close to that, so scary, even for what's it called, Broodmother. And at this point the Brood is just not in a position to fight anymore. Like before, when he had the Midas and just finished the Echo Saber, he was very strong, but since Elements, they have gotten like what, 5 kills without losing anyone. Before they lost the Slaughter, they have gotten like 3-4 towers, now getting the Metalrax as well. Like all the gold that they got from that just pretty much negated the early impact from Prodota GaminG on the course.
It really just feels like Prodota lost control of this. It's like the one time that Brood died bottom, Roche got taken. It's just been a snowball ever since. Making positioning errors, floppy on their gangs to a certain extent. Like, Garda's missed like half of his pounces this game. Normally he's a player who doesn't make many mistakes this game. Not a lot even bought an Orchid, which is a very snowbally item. He's not getting to use it because he's defense. He at least lives here, but it's how the game's going for him. He can't even get picked an Orchid that he buys.
Yeah, he was trying to get the kill on the Jug. I'm not sure if he saw the Mantis Stall being used, but the Jug had him under the Sentry Wall, so he used the spin defensively before he could even use the Orchid, and then, you know, the Gala just tried to follow up, wait until the spin was used, then use the Orchid. So it was a pretty sad situation overall, but didn't work out, as you could see. Slark barely got out of that situation, and he's still trying to get kills. Like, we haven't actually seen him, since he got that Shadow Blade, get any big engagements on anyone. Like get any pickoffs on the support heroes or anything like that. Elements, they've been doing a pretty good job at just sticking together as a 5-man unit and dodge out any kind of chance that Prodota GaminG have. I like the Orchid pickup by the Slug because that kind of makes him able to kill the Morphling, maybe if they like 5-man.
This timing, right? This is what's happening at the game. Orchid doesn't react to that at all. How much is it? Like 4.7?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's just 4k, right? That could have been to a BKB that allows you to fight into this and actually stop them pushing. The only way to stop this now is if the bottom's able to like not get caught out and pushing through.
Alright, we do have the LeBron that he does get hit by the Orchid, as he was actually the one trying to just wait with the adaptive track until he absolutely needed it in the end, and now we do Swift, and he's actually getting on, he's getting hit by the boat. He will be taken down alongside the Shadow Demon. We do have the false promise onto Gata. Gata very, very low, but he's still alive. And let's see if anyone else will drop down. We do have Mitch on the slot. He will be taken down. He does get orchestrated by the slot. The slot will bring him down. Oh well, the Oracle was the one finishing him, but they got 3 kills all of a sudden on Element Pro Gaming, as finally for the gaming they found something. That was pretty much like the initiation was the ground. They were just like waiting and waiting and waiting to be able to use the adaptive strike on the slot, and then they got a very, very good boat onto the Luna and just blew him up.
Yeah, it was the first fight they took their turn, and Runner is still very, very scary at this stage. And now with that fight, the Orchids are looking a lot better because they got a supplement of gold on the heroes they needed. Mirana can now do the deep pushing because she has a blink dagger on the way. Doesn't put her in like any threat, you just blink in, leap out. There's a split second for the slider to stun you. That's about it.
And they even tried to get more with the Shadow Demon. Okay, nice flank away. He did read the situation that something was happening. They do get the Kunkka in the sidelines as the jug comes in. The Luna is trying to kill the Oracle as well. The Oracle will buy himself some time, but in the end he will drop down. In the meantime though, the Morphling and the Shadow Demon does get killed by the Slug. The Slug will be taken down by the jug. Blink reveal, he just picked that blink back up and just goes in with the Diffusal Blade, kills him. So 3 for 2 3. That was Prodota Gaming also just hanging out at the high ground trying to get some more kills on the way out with a fake back, but it went fine for Elements Pro Gaming. Very, very even trade, as you can see from the fight recap. That was almost an even trade.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse as well. Like, the Morphing scattered with solutions, they kind of understood what was going to happen. Could have also lost again, but the Mirana do the very safe thing and walk away with the life instead of like drop items and get off in the middle of the fight. The fight itself doesn't really account for much. The gold difference is negligible. Heroes being dead when spawns kind of means you get Roshan, and that's the most important thing. You saw how easy it was for them to take the bottom racks when they didn't even have the Aegis with the cards before they finished their tier 2. I pretty much have Luna walk down mid with Solar Crest, with illusions, and the only way they stop this is like Kunkka and Mirana deep pushing. If they get caught with no buyback, it's game over.
Yeah, and it's so hard to take a fight.
So smart. They have to take it outside the base before Elements set up. This is toe.
Yeah, I like that because they realize that Elements, they have so many options. They can just like use the Luna as a frontliner with the Aegis, or they can do the slow siege with the Shadow Demon illusions. Either way, it will be a situation where Prodota Gaming is not gonna be able to do much about it. As you can see, like the Kunkka fighting those illusions, they like it's not fun to fight those illusions. So they really want to just try and make a fight happen with Elements. It seems like Elements, they know that something is up because they're completely just dodging out this area. They don't have any vision of it, but they're just reading the situation. They know that the best chance to Prodota Gaming is to take a fight on their terms outside the base, and they just don't want to let that happen. Now come with me.
Really
Come with me. Does get stunned up as well. Does get false promise as well, and that's the false promise on cooldown. So I think just using an adaptive strike, baiting out a big ultimate is still a 90-second cooldown, as he's not level 11 yet. So that's a long cooldown. Now God in the background will be hit, will be jumped by the Slaughter, and just get 2 hit by the Jug. That's a crit plus basher and all that good stuff. That's painful. God will have to buy back, and let's see if they can hold this. They already used the buyback on the biggest hero, so. This is looking pretty solid for Elements. We do have a stun onto the Mirana. Now the slot goes in. He does have his ultimate ticked up. He does get stunned up by the slot. In the meantime, BKB does get popped by the slot. BKB gets popped on the Root Mother as well, but he just disappears from the map. Yep, come with me. Does get the Diffusal bladed up by the Jug, and he's not going to escape this one. We do have the Slug just also getting killed in the front line. GG gets called by Prodota Gaming as I mean, I guess we agree. Elements Pro Gaming, that they got the Aegis, they read perfectly what Proto Gaming was trying to do, and they just, they just didn't let them do anything of what they wanted, and won the level push, won the game, and that's how simple it can be.
Once they got out the laning station, they got that Aegis. It's like their game plan always just kind of walk down a lane and make things happen, and it's very, very easy to execute. Might sound